What's going on, YouTube? I'm live again. It's been a while since I haven't done a live stream, but to be honest, bro, it's been too many things that have been done. Like stuff. And yeah, unfortunately, I was about to give you guys an update about. I think it's about the 7-8. So yeah, the 7-8 has been gone for over 4 days. Hey, Jaden. For over 4 days. Yo, what's going on, bro? For over 4 days, the 7-8 has been gone. Now, I have to discuss about the 7-8 changes. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am a duty and I know I'm a bus spotter, and I know um that I've been recording buses for a while, and I have been recording buses since I was in. Well, to be honest, I started recording buses since I was in the 6th grade. I was 12 at the time, and to be honest, bro, it was a long story because I noticed that when I was little, well, younger than 10 years old, a long time ago, I would say about 10 years ago, I started watching buses on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, I really love buses. But in the past, before that, I was watching garbage trucks. And then it wasn't until 2017 when I was really into buses. And to be honest, bro, it's also um very interesting because when I find out that I saw buses on YouTube, I was like, wow, I think I should record buses one day, but I don't know when. So I forgot to ask my father, and I had a phone, but it didn't have no service, and the buses that it had about a decade ago was just like a lot of diesel buses, like the Nabby LFWs, from the 2000s, mainly with Detroit Diesel Series 50 and the Cummins ISM and Cummins ISO, and I wasn't able to record them as much. I wasn't able to record them, but I was able to record the Cummins ISM ones. I found as many nabbies as I could, but when I was uh when I was 9 years old, I watched more buses on YouTube. Then when I was 10, I watched more buses on YouTube. And then my dad realized that that I have been watching buses for a while. He didn't even say anything. But anyways, when it was 2020, I was bored. I was 11 at the time when COVID came. I was 10 years old because March 2020 is when COVID-19 came, but I didn't turn 11 to April 7th. And then when it was April 2020 when I turned 11, I was just playing Roblox every single day, and I would just watch TV every single day, and I would build Legos. But I don't do that anymore because I'm old. So, but anyways, another thing I have to tell you guys is that it wasn't until October 29, 2021, when I started recording buses, and you know, at first it wasn't a good start because when I was busy when I was trying to make my first ever video, my sister ruined it. she was like telling me to stop recording, and she didn't know what I wanted to do, so I don't know. And then um I was gonna record more buses in middle school, the beginning of my middle school year, but when it was but it was challenging because I was I was busy focusing on school for some reason. But well, I couldn't record too many buses in sixth grade is because I was behind. And the reason why I was behind is because of many different things. One, I had a stomach flu in sixth grade. Two, I had COVID. And three, I had fever. So that's why I couldn't record too many buses. Well, no, that's not the only thing because that's the main thing is I couldn't record buses because my dad he was in the hospital. So that means that that was many different reasons why I couldn't record buses in the sixth grade. Sixth grade is because my sister won't let me. Another reason is because I had COVID. Another reason is well, I had COVID in 2021 and I was 12. So, anyways, moving on. I couldn't record buses because my dad was in the hospital for around 3 weeks, all because of COVID. And another thing is that I almost died from COVID because I was coughing a lot. But anyways, I survived, thankfully. And I don't know how I had COVID, but that was in October 2021. But I don't know. I had COVID twice in my life. I had COVID in 2022 as well, but I managed to survive though. And I had, well, to be honest, there's another reason why I couldn't record buses in the sixth grade. When I had COVID, I couldn't go to school for about 3 weeks, and all the work. I mean, to be honest, I had COVID for 2 times and I survived. But anyways, I couldn't record buses in the sixth grade. One because my phone didn't have enough storage, I guess. I don't know, but anyways, if COVID never happened, here's what would have happened if COVID-19 would have happened. If COVID-19 would have happened, I would have just, you know, uh I don't know, if COVID-19 would have happened, that means that many things would have been, the same prices back in the days. And if COVID didn't happen, then everything would have been expensive. So, anyways, guys, like I was saying, is that sixth grade wasn't the best year for me to record buses. Well, elementary school, I didn't know anything about taking videos and stuff like that. So, anyways, when I was in elementary school, I barely didn't have a phone. So, I mean, I had a phone, but but everywhere I go with my dad, I have to leave the phone home. So, you know, every time in elementary school, I had to leave my phone at home when I'm going with my dad. So yeah, that's another reason why I couldn't record buses any longer. I was planning to record buses in 2017, but I forgot to let my dad know. But it's already too late because the reason why I didn't ask him is because I didn't want to hear him say no. So I don't know. I was too scared to ask him, and he didn't pray at that time. So I was scared of my dad when I was younger, cause you know how parents are. They're strict. But yeah, parents are strict. So I was scared of him. So I couldn't ask him if I wanted to record buses. But hey, when I turned 12 years old, I wasn't scared anymore. So I just asked him and he said okay. But anyways, guys, another reason why I couldn't record buses in the sixth grade is because my grade levels was going way behind, all because of COVID. So I had to do all my work for the rest of the year. And guess what, guys? When it was May 4, I printed to record buses again. I did it, but then when I was trying to record 113, my teacher, my seventh grade teacher, um, well, I was in sixth grade, but anyways, my seventh grade teacher called me. Well, even though I was in sixth grade, she called me, asked me what I was doing. I told her I was recording the bus, and then she said, you can't be doing that. You're gonna make the drivers be in trouble. Well, no, that's not true because uh it's a public bus and they're not gonna get in trouble. So anyways, I just said okay and never did it again. And then when it was time for my seventh grade year, I started recording buses again. And then, um I recorded buses uh but anyways, guys, I started recording buses really since I started seventh grade. So seventh grade, I was like, uh, before seventh grade started, um, you know, but anyways, guys, um, to be honest, seventh grade was the year that I was planning to get a girlfriend, but I never got in one. And I was never really into that. I was into it, but not too much. But then I was like, yeah, no. When it was the first day of school, I never focused on girls, so I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna record buses instead. But anyways, guys, I'm sorry for ignoring the chats. I was just busy explaining how long I've been recording buses and stuff. But anyways, if COVID-19 didn't came, I was supposed to go to the youth fair in 2020, but when COVID-19 came, I couldn't go. So anyways, if COVID-19 didn't came, you know what would have happened? It would have been better if I had a phone with servers at 10 years old without issues and recorded buses without issues, bro. And another thing is, cameras would have not been expensive, and I would have had one by then. And I would have recorded buses, let's just say 7 years ago. I would have just done that. But hey, I couldn't. But anyways, guys, let me see what the comic says. Well, the live chat. But anyways, Galaxy S South Florida. I wonder how much buses Miami would need to replace all the older buses plus Proteros shortage. And I don't know why my stomach hurts. I mean, not my stomach, but it's just my hips. It's just my ribs. It just hurt every time I'm trying to stretch or every time I'm trying to get up. It's like for me, since I'm so skinny, I don't know. It's just like my body don't want to get up, and it just gives me like I don't know. But it hurts. But anyways, I'm always been skinny. So anyways, I would have I would have been. You know what would have happened if COVID wasn't there? I would have been 5'7" by the time I started sixth grade, but that never happened because I started ninth grade since I was like I think 5'4" I started ninth grade and then I just got taller. But when I started seventh grade I was like 5'7", and right now I gotta be 5'8" or 5'8.5", something like that. I don't know. But anyways, guys, let me read more comics. But hey, let me see what else the comic says. Jaden said hi, Kevin, and my friend said Kevo. Well, that's also my nickname, Kevo. But anyways, my friend Richard said ciao, and then my friend Christian said, "Damn, Kevin, that Route 7A has been gone for 4 days straight, and that's wild." And then my friend Dishon, I'm at Broward is taking out the nabbies because of the route 441 breeze. I mean the breeze routes are uh you know used with XT60s and a lot of gimmicks nowadays. But anyways, my friend Richard said these nabbies are better than the junky XRTS buses, from Gainesville. And then he said my sister is a psychopath. Yeah, because she didn't understand what I was doing, so yeah, guys, let me tell you. When I was in the sixth grade, my sister couldn't let me record buses in peace. So yeah, when I was in seventh grade, I don't know. When I was in seventh grade, I forgot to tell you guys. When I was using my camera, she tried to turn it off, all because I was recording buses. I don't know, but my other two sisters, they don't care when I'm recording buses. Neither do my mother, not even my dad even cares. But anyways, my friend Deshaun said I didn't know, but it was a few nabbies in service from 2000, a few 2009 nabbies in service. About half of them is gone. I left Florida for 2 years and I wrote on a couple of them. And then my friend Richard said he had COVID in 2020. He said he had COVID once. Well, for me, I had it twice. I had it in 2021 from coughing. I didn't sneeze, but I was coughing because I had something in my throat. But in the first day, my in the first day was a stomach virus. The second day is just a cough. And when I had my second COVID, all I had was just stomach virus every single day, and it lasted for about a week. I'm not gonna lie, but the coughing when I had my first COVID, the stomach virus lasted for only 1 day, and then when I had and then the coughing lasted for about 2 weeks. But the worst one I had is both. So, anyways, no terror shortage would have happened if COVID never happened, but most companies struggled after COVID, which is true because most of the drivers are dying because of COVID-19, and not only that, some of the transit supervisors died from COVID, and most of the people died from COVID because they struggle uh, from um respiratory issues and stuff. And but anyways, that's from younger people and older people. But yeah, I have stayed inside during COVID-19 in 2021 and 2020 just to stay safe. But hey, people who hate bus bothers are not the right person. But hey, it says here we all need a group chat, and then it says I feel like we're free to record what we want expect in some areas that's restricted that is that's restricted, and it's only fair by then in order to avoid a fine. It be worse when you're operating a drone because you got a restricted airspace. I don't know why people get so intense over recording buses. And this says another comic says it's like everyone hates bus borders, which is true because I have been harassed. Let me tell you something. I have been harassed more than 10 times just for being a bus bother. Number one is my sister in 2021. Number two is because the teacher didn't know what I was doing. But it was a mistake though. The teacher didn't know and she apologized. But the one who ruined it the most gotta be the Haitian people because the Haitian people they don't like when I'm recording. So it's mainly the Haitian people that doesn't understand. And that's why Haitian girls is not my type. Cause they don't understand shit. So anyways. Okay, anyways, I gotta see what Richard said. And Richard said he remembers writing 2113 on the 99 like in 2018. The bus sounds terrible while I wrote on it, but it's cool. But yeah, I have wrote on that bus too back in 2018, and yes, it have sound terrible. And would have stayed Britters would have stayed if COVID never happened actually. Santos, whatever, and then I forgot what it says. To be honest, Galaxy, they need to be at least add some brands, cause Gillick and New Flyers isn't gonna hold the Dade County's transit. And then he said, yeah, and there is a option for people to join while I even talk. I have been on the 100. Yeah, again. Dear God, it got worse. And then it says here, Gilrick and Youth are successful bus builders. And it says 100 got worse crowding than BRT 72. If Miami, if the Metro Rail went to the beach all the way to Heritage Park, Metro Rail on the Miami, yeah, and then it says GTA 6 thinks on what bus to add cause during their production all models it was used before today. And then GTA 6 bus is a mixed with XM40, BRT Plus, and ZX5. The body is based off the XM40s. But yeah, that is true because XM40s is the most popular buses in Miami since you know that well the reason why XM40s is the most popular is because they have the most XM40s in the fleet right now. Yeah, but anyways, my favorite buses from Miami and Broward, I'll have to say all of them except Brateras because you know Brateras is not really my thing. And the thing about Brateras, I don't know, it's just a lot of bus shortage going on with the Brateras and I don't know, I never liked the Dome, so they're not my favorite. But it would have been better if Miami didn't order Dome and Broward too. It would have been better if they never ordered it, and it would have been better if they ordered something else better than Dome. But I don't know. The Trenton Urgencies, I don't know. They just it's not the Trenton Urgencies' fault. It's gotta be with the people who has the ideas. But to be honest, bro, I gotta say the XE60s are my definitely my favorite. Cause the XE40, I mean the XE60s, when they're going fast, dang, that sound cool. But hey, I don't know. But to be honest, Miami, Miami, they they stopped ordering CNG buses since they started ordering Brateros, and they have been moving on to electric, and they've been moving on to electric since 2022, and that transition has failed, and now they're moving on to Excelsior chargers, the XE60s, of course, but Miami Miami have never ordered any more CNG buses after 2021, and Miami hasn't ordered no more diesel buses and hybrid buses after 2017. So, anyways, that's a wrong story because hybrid is still diesel, but it's a mixed with electric. So, uh, I understand it pollutes the air and stuff, but that's only on the Gearwick models. That does that, or the nabbies, but the new fryers hybrids, they don't even smoke. Well, unless you use the DE model, yeah, it would smoke. But if you use XDE models, no, it won't. But clean diesel, I wonder what the clean diesel is because clean diesel it doesn't really smoke. All right, I don't know what happened to the connection, but it works now, right? I don't know. Hmm. All right. So, anyways, um, Green Diesel is the XD models like XD60 and XD35. But the thing is, my question is that Miami never ordered any um 35-foot buses. All they ordered was just 40-foot and uh um that's all they ordered. They just ordered like 30-foot and um yeah, 40 and 60. Anyways, we have no idea what's gonna happen to the well, right now they're still in investigation with these Proterra bosses, but I don't know, it's just there's like 69 of them right now out of service. Well, not 69 because there's still a few active, but not no. But anyways, I wonder what's the model gonna be for the replacement of these older buses. Now, for sure, I know 5128 and all those nabbies, the older diesel buses. Well, yeah, the older diesel buses will be gone soon. I'll say maybe around November or October, one of them. I'm not sure which exact date, but I'm just guessing that it's gonna be October or probably November. I don't know. Maybe October. Most likely October, I think. I don't know. But I have no idea which model is gonna be yet for the 40 feet buses. I don't know which model it's gonna be right now. Uh, if only they can order more XM40s because electric is not. Well, yeah, their answer XE40. Now, how many buses would they order? I think they will order around 200 for the bus shortage. Now, I don't know. Is the Gillickbergs gonna be? Is the Gillick BRTs from 2014 gonna be retired? Like the Gillick 14100s, are they gonna be retired this year or I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna I don't know if they're gonna retire, but I don't know. The Gillick from 2014, the diesel ones and the hybrid ones, 35 for them in total. Well, they have 34 right now, cause Wait, since when did Gearwick EV is in the table? How is it in the table? How is this? What is it like? It's on the voting table or I don't know. But anyways, I wonder how many XE60s they're gonna. I mean, not XE60s, XE40s they're gonna order. Is it gonna be like around 200 or I don't know, but I don't think that's possible. But but since when did the Gearwick EVs are on the table? Since when? When they have been on the table? Is it in the voting race? I mean, is it in the voting list or? But people keep calling me, so I don't know. But anyways, I have know that But yeah, anyways, I think for the XE40s, I I think for the XE40s, I think it's gonna be around 200. So because remember the repairs is out of service, mainly causing the bus shortage, and I don't know, but the Gearwick Bergs, I don't know, the Gearwick BRTs from 2014. I don't think they're gonna be retired this year because right now they're like what 12 years old and they still work good. Uh, is the Gearwick Hybrid gonna be retired this fall or no? I don't think it is. Um, I don't know. I know for sure the Nabbies will be retired. The 2006 2005. So yeah, I don't know, but 14108 has already been gone. So I don't know. The 14108 it's been gone for years. So of course it's already retired since when 2020, yeah, 2021. But to be honest, for sure Miami's gonna retire those older diesel buses, and I would have to say all the six ones will be gone and 5128 as well. But let me know, um, is the Gearwick 14100s hybrids, are they gonna be retired or yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if they're gonna be retired. Not even the 1300s. I don't think they're gonna be retired. Um, I don't know, but I know for sure the 15100s they're not gonna be gone because they're not. Oh, they're not ready to go yet. Not for another 4 to not another for like another 4 to 6 years, I guess. I'll say like 2030s. Um, for sure. I don't know about 14131. Is it gonna be gone by then or I don't know. It's not gonna be gone. I think in 2026. When, but anyways, I would be surprised if Miami order Garrick Electric and XE40, but I don't know. But XE40 is better. But anyways, I wonder. Well, yeah, it's still in service. But anyways. So the right now, well, they're also gonna retire all these nabbies that are doing in training. So, but anyways, all the 41s and 4209, the ones that are training buses, they're gonna be gone as well. But anyways, I don't know what's the problem. But it says here that meanwhile, Broward. Okay, let me see what it says. Cause I need to record all these buses in Broward. That's all I need to do. It says meanwhile in Broward is gonna kill all of their nabbies and 2015 XD60s in 2027. Man, Broward is going too strict with retirements. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Broward because why they're retiring all of these buses so early, like, bro, that's I don't know. It's just I don't know what's going on with these transit urgencies these days. But anyways, all the nabbies will be gone in 2027. Well, in Broward, yeah, but you West Palm Beach, it used to had New Flyer, but then it caught on fire, and they still have Gilligs. Well, yep, that could be true because all the nabbies that they had from Broward in 2005 couldn't even make it to 2020. That is true. They retired them in 2019, which makes no sense. Now, I wonder when the 1300s will be retired. Now, I want to know about the 1200s, when they're going to be retired. What about the 1100s? What about the 1400s? What about the I wonder when all of these nabbies, like the 1300s and the 1400s and the 1200s, 1100s, when are they going to be retired? I think they're going to be retired by 2027. But yeah, I gotta make sure I get all of these Broward buses before they're gone for good. Now, I wonder where 1345 is at. I don't know. I want to know where 1345 is. But man, why is Broward gonna retire all of these nabbies and all these XD60s, man? Like, but hey, it says here the 1300s were supposed to be retired last year. Dang. But hey, it says here the 1300s were supposed to be retired last year. Dang. Dang, bro. Okay, it says here the 1300s were supposed to retire last year, so I guess the Proteras breaking down were bad, not actually was a blessing. And it says here 1345's battery died and it's retired. And Palm Beach Trend is still using New Flyer. Well, no, because the New Flyer D60 LFR they caught on fire in 2022, so no, they're not active. So no, I don't know what's the problem. Yes, it did. You West Palm Beach did have articulated buses, but the problem is they caught on fire too early. Like literally, like 10 years after they were originally built. But to be honest, bro, I need to get all the 1300s before they be gone, bro. And yes, I don't know why there's only small amounts of. I mean, yeah, that's ow. That's good that they order. Man, every time I want to get up, it's just like my stomach don't want to get up. But anyways, well, anyways, like I was saying is that I wonder how many buses Miami will have this year once they order it. Uh, I mean the XC40s. I'm not sure how much they're gonna have this year, but since there's a bus shortage, I guess there's gonna be like 200. Am I correct or I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be 200 because I don't think the garage has enough chargers for that many buses. Cause okay, it says Broward did say they are they were getting 47 articulated buses, but unfortunately they're not getting into EV now. So it says no. West Palm. No, I'm just live. Live. No, West Palm Beach never had no electric. Hmm. I mean, Broward doesn't get it because it says that they're not ordering no XE60s. And come on, Broward, why do you want to retire all these diesel fleet 2014, 2013, 2015, and 2027, and then they don't want to order electric buses from a different manufacturer? No. Yes. I just told you that. Well, anyways, I think it's well. The thing is, I don't know what's the problem with diesel buses, and I don't know. But anyways, Broward does not want to order electric buses ever again. That I don't know. Why don't they just want to order the XE60s? If well, what is the replacement of these 2013, 2014, and 2015 buses? What is the replacement? if you guys don't want to go towards electric. But come on, bro. Like, they want to order new flyer articulated buses, and what is the problem, bro? XE60 is from New Flyer, and come on, bro. New Flyer and Britera is not the same. Right? Come on, Broward. You see, Broward makes no sense at all. It's worse than Dade, or I don't know. I think Broward is worse than Dade because Dade makes more sense because look at Dade County. Dade County, they don't pray about their bus shortages, but Broward is just I don't know. Broward, they don't want to order a different electric bus just because Broward does not even want to order a different electric bus just because of one electric bus incident. And the thing is, Broward never had no CNG buses. Like, come on, bro. What kind of stuff is that? Okay, it says here. Okay, let's see what it says. Well, the thing is, just because of one electric bus issue doesn't mean they can't order a different bus model from a different manufacturer. They're not the same. But I guess Broward doesn't understand that. And over 120 buses. Now, I don't know if it's gonna be either New Flyer or Gillick, but mostly Gillick, seeing their history, their grant did say they can order hybrid buses, so hybrids might be returning, which is true to Broward. Broward does not even have any CNG buses. All they have is just hybrid. Well, they have electric, but they don't use them. No, they don't have electric anymore because they don't use it. They still have it, but they don't use it. So all they have is just hybrid and diesel running, and no CNG. Never. And yes, to be honest, I don't think Broward likes their buses at all. I don't think that. I think that's what it is. Cause Miami-Dade County, they take care of their buses, but Broward, they do, but they don't care about their buses. Miami does, but not Broward. But when it comes to bus orders, here's the difference. Miami orders more buses, but Broward, they just, I don't know, they just retire more buses. And, I mean, Broward has been, Broward, I don't know, Broward is too complicated. And another thing is, let me tell you guys, Miami doesn't have any hydrogen buses yet, but their goal is to get one day, but I don't know when. So the thing is, Broward doesn't even have a metro system. Broward doesn't have enough buses, and Broward has no CNG buses, no hydrogen buses, and all they have is just diesel and hybrid. They have electric, but they don't use them. So, anyways, the worst thing is here's the thing: Broward did the dumbest thing to retire all of the 2011 buses. Literally, Broward retired all of the 2011 Nabby buses just for Buteras. That's nonsense. And Broward does not even have no BRTs. Can't you believe that? Look at Broward. Broward literally don't know what they're doing with the buses. Except 1123 is still active. But man, look at Broward, bro. Broward really don't know what they're doing with their buses, man. And to be honest, bro, Um, yeah, and the only thing is, Broward does not have no connection for Tri-Rail. They only have connection for Pontchartrain, for Palm Beach County, and Miami-Dade County. That's it. Broward is, I don't know what's the problem with Broward. Broward is, I don't know. Miami, Miami makes more sense, but I don't know. But yeah, guys, let me tell you about Broward. Broward does not work with easy cards. It only works with cash. I don't know why, but anyways, it says Marta, Marta, yeah, Marta uses the XM40, XE60, XE40s, BRT buses, and green diesel buses and diesel. So, anyways, I asked you guys a question: how many XE40s will Miami have? Unknown, 25% says unknown, and 75% says probably 200. So the thing is, Miami has a lot of diesel buses in the fleet right now that are, you know, yeah. But here's the thing, though: the difference between the bus fleet is that Broward has bus shortages way more than Miami, and all they have is just what 120 plus buses, and I don't know.